Well, good afternoon. Yes, second time I'm having a go at this one. I did one yesterday and thought it was quite good. And then as soon as I put it into the old Mac, all you hear is tick, 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 tick over the top of it. Just checking my sound. Yep, we're all right now. So, good afternoon. Got my tea, he says, spilling it. 1 second. Oh yeah. You just give that a little push. Right, there we go. Tea. Had to evict the cat from her chair. This is the cat's chair. But I like to sit in it and record things. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. 4:45 here. I'm on my own today. The good lady has departed. She's staying overnight down in where she works, which is always a bit of a... It's like, yay, the mice is away, the cats will play, or in my case, the cat will be sick all over the carpet. We've had to rename her. Okay, so Munchkin, not me calling her that, but this is Munchkin. It was, we've renamed her Cardinal Chunder after yesterday's episode. Feed her? Bleh. Feed her again? Bleh. Feed me? No. So then we got these lilies. We have some lilies. I bought some flowers, and they're nice little lilies. And we have a white cat. So then she got renamed Turmeric because the cat decided to go and rub herself all over the flowers. And so you got these lovely little buds or stems or whatever they are on top of the flowers, and they're no longer there. They're all over the cat. So for a couple of days we had this yellow cat, all its head and up here, it was just turmeric coloured. It looked like I dropped a bag of turmeric and the cat had eaten it. Or opened the bag and then eaten it. No. So yeah, she's sitting on the chair now, cleaning herself, looking at me. No. Anyway, so, yes, Cardinal Chunder, aka turmeric. She's sitting there. Right, so Luna, my hound, is 12 and a half. Just had her 12 and a half birthday. Do you celebrate half birthdays? I know the Queen or the King has official birthdays. So Luna has an official birthday too, when she's 12 and a half. Yes. So we celebrated that yesterday, or rather I didn't celebrate it. Just another slurp. Luna is starting to get old, just like me actually. But she's getting old now, and at 12 and a half for a lurcher, yeah, that's okay. We actually met another lurcher, which is her almost sister. She's got the same face, the same body. It's maybe her lungs aren't as deep, and she's got a broken coat, so she's crossed with a collie. And yeah, it's one of those things. Every time, it's like the two dogs. I'm not taking any interest in you whatsoever, but us owners, you know, like, oh, have you done that and have you done this? So it's nice. So she's just sitting on the floor now. We've just been downtown, wandering through town and down to the seafront because it's low tide. One of the nice things with low tide is that dogs can get on the beach and run around, or rather, miss, I'm getting old, I don't want to run anymore. So there you go. So no running for Luna. She had a bit of a sprint, but that's it. She's wacko now. She's on the floor. The cat's staring at me thinking, how dare you sit in my chair and drink tea when I've had no food. So old Cardinal Chunder over there is staring at me. She's got these cats, they stare at you. Anyway, so yes, second attempt at doing this. It's a bit of a shame this morning, just about to post it out, and it was dig, 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 dig. Having a few problems with DaVinci Resolve as well, so if you know what that is. Normally I use Lightworks, which is a really good editing package. And I tried Resolve because I like the Fusion, but anyway. So I don't want to get too techie. Let me just put this down. So there I was, downtown, and of course met a lovely lady with an Alsatian, German Shepherd. Are we allowed to call them Alsatians anymore? wandering along. She was telling me how bad this dog was treated. And it makes you sick sometimes what people do to their dogs. Sorry, I'm sliding down. What they do to their dogs. It's like, why'd you get a dog if you're going to treat it like that? It just makes you sick sometimes. You know, this dog had been, for the first 3 years of its life, chained up outside, and that was it. You get a dog, chain it up, and then just leave it. You know, throw it some meat every so often. I mean, I know a lot of people say, pets are, they're just pets. But there's no reason to treat them like anything else. You know, they really are part of the family sometimes. You know, she had a cyst growing on top of her head. Luna, not the cat. And it got to be about the size of my fingernail. It was, you know, for a lurcher, that was quite, and it was tight as a drum. And there wasn't anything underneath it was in the skin itself. So I took her down to the vets, and the first time she had one of these things, she scratched it and it burst, and it was just full of just full of liquid. The vet had a look at it last time we went down. He said, oh, well, if it gets any more, we'll cut it out. Now, the thing is with the dog, she's 12 and a half years old. And the last thing I want to do is to put her through any more surgery. You know, she's had the odd pad and various other bits and pieces replaced under surgery. She's had a cyst under here cut out. And it really distresses them, and I don't want to do that. So I just went down and they said, oh, well, we'll cut this out and it'll be about 500 quid. I went, no, I don't want that, sorry. I want you just to stick a syringe in it and drain it, like a balloon going down. And the vet was, well, we really should cut it out and send it off. I said, there's nothing to send off, it's just fluid. Oh, well, if you're sure. So she got, poor old Luna, this is what happens. So we go into the vets because there's a bucket full of treats. So the dog goes in there because it knows it's going to get treats. So we're sitting there and we get weighed and we're 20 kilos, which is about right for her weight. And she's sitting there going, oh yeah, I'm going to get treats. And the vet comes out and goes, Luna. And all of a sudden the dog realises that, uh-oh. And she hides behind my legs. It's like, if I hide behind my legs, she won't see me. And then, of course, the vet says, you've got to come with me. And she sits with Luna for a few seconds, and then she sort of says, come on, it's going to be okay. So we go into the vets, into this itself. And of course, the dog wants to go out, and she's pacing around. She's quite stressed. And the vet comes over and sits on the floor with next to Luna, and she's sort of fingering this lump on her head. And she says, okay, I'll drain it this time. I said, well, even if you drain it and it only lasts 2 months, that's better than cutting it out and putting her through. She said, yeah, okay, I understand. So she got this syringe and stuck the pointy thing with a needle into the cyst, and she filled up, I don't know, maybe a milliliter and a half for this stuff. So it wasn't much in a syringe, but it was all golden colour. It was like this golden liquid. And now I know dogs don't show emotion, but Luna she just went, oh. As soon as this pressure went, it was, oh. And then she licked me and she licked the vet. I wasn't quite sure the vet was surprised. Oh. But she was, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's all right now. But the relief on this dog, she was like, just stuck it in and pulled the syringe out and filled it up. And you could see this thing just collapsing. And there's no sign of it now whatsoever. So the dog's had the cyst removed. And it's the thing, because I can't tell you what's going on with them. It's like, it's like, ow, not like a cat, Anyway, so the dog's fine now. And she was out celebrating it by a chase of a squirrel. Of course, she's getting old. She had no chance of catching it these days. Did you? No. I hate it when she catches a squirrel. You're out, you're walking with the dog and, or you're walking through the field and all of a sudden the dog bolts and you think, oh no. But over the last 3 years, she hasn't, maybe about 2 years ago, one suddenly jumped off a tree right in front of her and it committed suicide. So this squirrel literally jumped off the tree and landed in front of the dog. And the dog was surprised, the squirrel was surprised, that was it, you know. So this is the thing, because she doesn't dispatch them and I have to then, you know, but I hate it. I hate it when she does that. But that's what she's bred for. Well, not so much bred for killing squirrels, but she's bred for hunting and anything that she'll chase. It's like I'm always surprised because we've got this cat. It's okay, so we've got the cat and Luna, and they're, 2 foot away from each other as I speak. And they sort of nose each other. So one will come up and nose the other one, and then one will look away and it'll walk away. And the cat will occasionally, the cat will walk up to the dog. So the dog's lying on the sofa on her, she's got this blanket. So, okay. So the dog's on its blanket. And typical lurcher, so she'll have one arm out. You can't see that. So she's got one arm out like this, and then her head's the other side. So this one is tucked up underneath her. And so this is typical lurcher pose. So her head is where her other paw should be. Anyway, so she's lying there on this green beige rug, and the cat walks across to her and she starts sniffing her paws. And the dog just sort of looks at her, and then the cat goes, and it runs out. It's like, oh, there's a dog. And she gets the zoomies. So the cat gets the zoomies and starts running around everywhere, and then is sick. I've got the zoom. Ooh. Yes, don't you? Oh, bloody cat, I'll tell you. Oh well, hang on a second, I need another slurpette. So this is the first one I've done for quite a bit of time. Over the last few weeks, I've been really busy. We're getting to the end of the accounting period in the radio station, because you know I run sidvalleyradio.co.uk. Anyway, we have PRS, PPL and all sorts of things you have to file and pay, and just paid 800 quid for a PRS PPL thing. Oh, this is not your private pilot's license. This is the performing, I forget what it stands for, but it's just for the engineers. So PRS goes to the artist, but the PPL goes to recording engineers and admin and all the rest of it. And you end up paying a lot. So this is the thing about with playing music. And of course, we also pay a lot through iTunes. You know, so we pay the extra to get this. Oh, it costs a lot. It costs about, I don't know, probably about $3,000 a year to run the radio station. So we're always sitting there going, can we have some money, please? Because we don't like adverts. I'm not a great advert lover. I know other stations over there have nothing but adverts. It's like they have 2 tracks and 20 minutes of adverts. Now, that's probably a bit much. But they have 5 or 6 tracks and then 5 or 6 adverts. And it just goes on, and you know, this program is sponsored by so-and-so. Go and get this. This program is sponsored by the Undertakers. Burn 'em, bury 'em, or dump 'em. .co.uk. Which reminds me of the old Monty Python. Burn 'em, bury 'em, or dump 'em. Dump 'em in the Thames. Oh, anyway. So, yes, we don't like adverts. We don't do a lot of adverts. So we rely on contributions and other things to keep stations going. We've been going over 6 years, which is really good if you ask me. But there you go. We've got Tim on tonight, Wednesday, and he does alternative 80s. And then, I mean, by the time you get that, by the time you watch this, it'll be gone. And it's followed by at 8 o'clock by the amazing Anthony, who does sweet jazz, soft jazz, you know, sort of dinner jazz sort of stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Love it to bits, I'll tell you. Beats watching the old flat screen. You sit there watching the TV, but, you know, you can do other things. You can read a book or, you know, in my case, write computer programs. I am getting old. Get my, where's this? Have I got it here? Oh, yes. Look what I've got. No, that's my bank card. Bus pass. Bus pass arrived. Yes, I've got my bus pass. I have to blank the numbers out, of course, but there you go. What are we up to? 16. Right, so yes, got me bus pass. You can apply for your bus pass a month before your 60s or your retirement date. So I sent it all off and the bus pass arrived. And it says you can use it straight away. So it's like, yay, thank you. So there I was, got my bus pass and went downtown for a bit of a Burns night. Because the other thing is, sorry, just as a tangent, I've been dry all January, apart from the last Saturday, because it was Burns. We had a Burns dinner and I had a couple of whiskies. Well, quite a few really. So don't drink and drive, so I got the bus back. And without thinking, I was going to pay with my, just my normal card. But I took the bus pass out and put it on the thing and it went red. And the guy went, ooh, not seen that before. And I said, oh, hang on a second. I think it's because it doesn't start the 15th of February. I've just been got it, but it could. He says, oh yeah, you can use them straight away. Anyway, so it all worked, and probably find myself with a law case now for using a bus pass 2 weeks before a week before my birthday. Anyway, so yeah, enjoyed a few slurpettes. Going to have a slurpette tomorrow. I shall wait till Thursday, and then Friday. I love Fridays because what I do is I take the dog out for a really long walk and we'll walk, I don't know, 6 miles or so. So we end up walking down to Sidmouth from where I live here. So you're probably talking 3 miles, 2.5 miles, or the way we go through all the parks and stuff. And then we walk along the seafront and then we walk up to Sidford, which is about 2.5 miles. And there's a pub there called the Rising Sun, and it is amazing. I love the Rising Sun. And they got real ale, none of your plastic stuff. When you say real ale, I mean, what's the difference? Well, this is real ale, and this is... Anyway, so you got this real ale, and I love a good hoppy real ale. And you just sit there and you enjoy this, and then we walk home, or we try to. The dog pulls me up the hill because it's a bloody great hill like this, walking home. Anyway, so we get home. Oh well, so that's why I haven't been on making videos for a bit, because I've been busy. As Dolly Parton said, busier than a one-legged man in an arse-kicking competition. Yeah, that's how busy I've been. So I'm going to try and make these every week, as I said before. I'm going to leave you now. Have a wonderful day. If you do get a time, tune in to the old Sid Valley Radio, sidvalleyradio.co.uk, and I'm always on the air from 9 till 12 every day. Always good fun. Thoroughly enjoy it. Might even make it a bit longer, actually. Might go up to 1 o'clock and change it. There's 4 hours. It's something I get for the rest of the day. It's rather nice. And I'm being called. Who am I being called by? I'll... just park that. All right, I will. That was she who must be paid, obeyed. So I better take that. So have a wonderful day wherever you are. And this is Bob signing out. I'll give the cat her chair back. Go and feed Luna. I'm going to have chips tonight. I only get chips when the missus is away. I don't like fried food. Yeah, so tally ho.